Yo, yo, yo. You know what time it is. Frank Bay Boxing in the building. Getting hyped for this Black Friday. If you're out shopping with your family, whatever you're doing, if you're listening, salute. Let's get to some boxing. Talk about what it is. Ryan Garcia back in the headlines. You know who told you first. You know who told you first. Frank Bay in the building. It's crazy, man. I can kind of see this shit, man. I see this shit coming from a mile away. It ain't hard to see or spell, man. You just got to look at the trends. You know what I'm saying? We have analytics, we have search engines for a reason, and it don't take a scientist, a rocket scientist, to figure this shit out. You know who's in the headlines again? Once again, Ryan Garcia. Love him or hate him. He's the straw that stirs the drink, and it gets people mad. They're outraged. They can't stand it. They hate him. Love to hate, man. I think it's just a symptom of society, right? We don't like to see people shine, come up. You know what I'm saying? We want to be crabs in the bucket. But it's all good, man. Every now and then somebody got to come along and shake things up. I'm not saying Ryan is a superstar, that he's all that in a bag of chips. I'm saying that's what it takes in this day and age, of social media. What up, Frank? What up, Mars? I know a lot of you guys out there don't like Ryan Garcia, King Rye, but he makes noise in these streets, man. And I wanted to do this, man. Salute Black Friday. Hope you enjoyed your turkey day. Got some good food. Talk with your family. Hug them one time. But again, back to boxing. It'll never leave you. They may piss you off, upset you. Now I want to see or talk to him again, just for a little bit, and go back to boxing. You know what I'm saying? Go back to your life, do your thing, live it how you want, turn me on, turn it up, and talk some boxing. Like I said, boxing will never leave you. The storylines are just going to continue, and that's how we just got to keep it. Ryan Smoke Haney. Yeah, man, today I was handling some business, and that's what I thought. You know what, man? I wrote a little article. I'm gonna publish it, but if the haters are right, see, here's the thing. This is what I said about the Canelo Crawford. When part 2 was being spoke about, and I played that clip of that mope. Oh man, Canelo needs to bend the knee. That's what they're saying about Ryan Garcia. Remember, I said it last week, and I had a mope come on here and tell me that I'm full of shit. Ryan ain't shit. He don't make noise like that. Right? Remember, you guys remember that? The dude who tried to come on here and get on your boy. Y'all remember that? If you could look at the screen, I called it a week ago. Frank Bay, go look at the unstoppable force of Ryan Garcia. As you can see in all the thumbnails, that's all the news that's coming out. Crawford do A-side main, 100 million, no deal. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. These how these fools operate. Frank Bay don't pull no punches, no stunts. I give it to a raw, lean, and mean. That's how we do it over here. I know what I can speak on what I stand on. Can others do the same? The homie D-Style, he made a vid. He's lying, Ryan crying. Neon reunites with Ryan Garcia. Too Fluffy. Ryan down bad. Show Jizz. He's making his Ryan content. Sean Zittle. They got Bill the Goat Haney. Because he looks like a goat, right? Billy Goat. With his nasty ass, hair. Ugh. Give me the chili willies. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be bugs living up in there. They're doing content. You got that fake ass coach. They go, ha ha ha. Loa chilequiles, right? He got that fake ass phony laugh, wiping his face with the Mexican flag. This is, you know what time it is, and he's making Ryan content. I told you guys last week. Shakur, Keyshawn, Tiger Johnson are terrified to fight Ryan. But they're going to have to. They have to. Like I said, man, people got mad when I said he's King Rye. He's the king of the 4 kings. People got mad, and they couldn't understand what I was talking about. They couldn't wrap their minds around it. You got to understand and listen to what I'm saying, when I'm speaking on this mic. I said the internet is forever, bro. You got to give your boy some props, that I called it out. Not so much as like I can read the future and I'm a fortune teller or things like that. I'm just saying, man, it's not easy to figure this boxing shit out. When you kind of can see the angles, you see how they make the fights, the business behind it. Salute Mars, salute more DC. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like, get the likes up so we can keep growing. You know, keep doing bigger and better things. But all these Karens out here, they're crying in the streets. They're getting mad. They're getting angry. They're pounding the table. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's a reason why. You're gonna see that when they do the same thing for crop fraud, they like to protect these guys. That's why when I talked about band fighting in Nui, I was like, bro, you gotta peep the angle, peep the game. They want to get him beat. They don't want to see him shine. You see how the roles are reversed? Salute John Blaze, CCD. You a disgrace. That's what your mama said. Boo. Yeah, man. You know what? A lot of people don't like me, and that's fine. You know, I don't like them neither. So I guess it's the same. Ryan Smoke, Shakur, and Keyshawn and the amateurs. Yeah, but this is bigger. This is bigger than boxing. This is about, you know, the promotion. Yo, it's about how you stick and move. You know, how you longevity in the boxing game. You're here for a moment, gone tomorrow. You know, that's life, right? Everything runs in a circle. Everything has a cycle, the cycle of life, right? Here today, gone tomorrow, back again, up, down, left, right. You got to make your next move the best move. You know, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? I guess what I try to do is just break it down, give you the best thing that I can give you and how I see it. And go look at the date of my video. It was maybe over a week ago. I busted it down, broke it down for you guys. Did he? Clip that shit. What? Why do I keep ringing bells, man? I told you who I am, what I do. I'm not faking it. Ain't no fake about me, bruh. I'm as real as it gets. And I don't mean to say that because I know it all or I mastered this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like you. I listen and learn and try to give you what I think and feel. What'd he say? He say, did he bow down, kiss my ring? Yeah, man, his puppets be in the chat. They be in chats talking about basically saying what he said. He wants round 2. Stop faking the funk, fool. Did you go over there and tell him what's up? Go do it for me. Tell him I'm down, but put his puppets to the side. You know what I'm saying? We can neutral site. It don't matter. I'm ready. I'm not even worried about it though. I know what I said. I know what I say. You know, like I said, the internet is forever. Anything I say, you could bring up. You can pull up. Wherever I'm at, you know, I know what I say because I don't have to make things up. But I told you guys a week ago what was going to happen. Come on, man. Can somebody in the chat confirm that they listened to me, they heard me, and they remembered that I had said what I had said about Ryan Garcia? You know, Stanconi, I don't know if he's on the run. Davina Hankey and Bill Haney, they're the ones that keep mentioning Ryan Garcia. It's nobody else. It's him. But here's my breakdown of it. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Salute, Apollo, Dan Frank got low IQ in his feelings. Mars Box Sale. I don't know. I haven't listened or watched. I do here and there. Like I said, man, he knows his boxing. I would never. You can't take away someone who knows boxing, but that don't make you a somebody. That don't make you bigger or better than anybody. Again, bro, nothing lasts forever. What goes up must come down. Be humble when you're at the top. You know. Started at the bottom, now we finally here. You know, one day that could be us and you and I, and we all started together. You know what I'm saying? We're a team, we're a troop. You don't have to like me, you don't have to agree with me, you know. Mathon, salute. Hit the like, guys. You know, we was popping, but took a break, had to come back. But this is why I come back, man. I told you guys what was gonna happen. Can somebody confirm that I did say that? That I did tell you guys what was going to happen. And at the end of the show, Mope came on telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I'm a Ryan Garcia. He's my king. He kept saying he's my king. I said, no, bro, he's your king. The evidence, the news, the timelines, the feed, the social media, it doesn't lie. It's the numbers, mano. You got to wake up and smell the coffee, bro. You know, you're going to be $1 short and a day late. And all these Karens, these self-righteous, who is he? He's got a big channel, like 20K. You know, he's got a big following. He got a lot of puppets on his team. He talks boxing. Again, he knows fucking boxing. But that don't mean you can't lick nuts and kiss ass. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is for the birds, man. Then you guys gotta tell me when my mic is tripping. But it's not about who knows the most of boxing because we all know the same shit. Isn't that's what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We all know the same shit. We all see the same things, listen to the same shows, the same news, the cuck media. It's a small world. So don't nobody know more than anything. You may know who has a belt, who has more boxers, but that don't mean that you have a grasp on how it works. You're new to the community. Salute. Yeah, go fuck with BDA. He's pretty locked in. He has a Discord, and you'll find a lot of information that way. Don't let people discourage you calling you a casual. There's nothing to it, bro. Boxing is as fucked up as a sport and niche of a sport as it gets. But again, man, King Rye is making noise again. The Haneys are calling him out. But what I wanted to say about the Haneys, now look, I am predicting they're pump faking. I don't think they should run it back. I found BDA Boxing on Twitter. Yeah. BDA Boxing. He's been around for years and years, man. Big channel, lots of viewers, but he lets people talk. That's the difference. I've always said that anybody that lets you have a voice is where you probably want to be. Most of these places, if they do boxing content or shows, they're grifters. They just want to have an echo chamber and they don't want to hear anything that goes against what they say, which makes me different. But the Haneys, don't let them pump fake you. Bill Haney is a slimy, grimy motherfucker. Don't ever get it twisted. Boxing is corrupt as fuck. It's all about money laundering. Always has been. Salute. That's the game, homie. And it ain't changed and it never will. We follow this shit because we like it. We want to see motherfuckers fight in the ring. We want to see blood and guts. We don't want to see no back foot, bitch. My uncles were boxing fans. Same here. That's who got me into the sport, is my uncles, professional boxers. I'm not saying they were world champions, but had made it to the world level, but yeah, I wouldn't say I've been a lifelong fan. More was a football, baseball fan, but then lost interest just because, you had the Patriots and the Lakers and Celtics. It just got redundant and boring. Now you see all the scandals, in UFC. I've never been a UFC fan. So boxing, brawler ain't a skill. Well, who's a brawler? Ingenuity. Hit the like. Don't be a hater. So look, the Haneys, I keep getting sidetracked. The Haneys, I don't think they want the fight. It is in the best interest of Bill and Devin Haney. Why do you think they called out Rolly Romero? Exactly, as prize fighting. Yeah. And some of these cats, they don't like when you say it. They get mad that you say, oh, they fight for the bag. I mean, Fraud Mayrunner said it, It doesn't make you any less of a fan if you understand that they fight for the check. They don't fight for the belt. They don't fight for us. They don't give a fuck about the fans. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Running ain't a skill. Yeah, tell that to the sweet science hipsters. You know what I'm saying? The ass style lovers. They like ass style. Bro, if you look at my videos or anything I've produced about Davina Hankey and the shit show that was Brian Normal, I got a lot of, oh, you don't like Mexicans get beat all day. You don't even know what race I am, you know what I mean? But they just assume that I call that shit out. It was terrible. They just assume that I'm, must be Latino or Mexican, and they talk about slick American black style. It's like, bro, see, that's how I know that you don't know nothing about boxing. You don't have the slightest clue about what people want and what people like. You probably will never have more than $100 in your pocket, and you'll probably never have more than a one or two chicks. Not to say that you should be rich or have a lot of women, but when you look at boxing, like you like that running shit style, then it lets me know you don't know what people want. In football, they realize people, in sports, they realize that people want to see scoring. So the NBA changed their rules. Football changed the rules to facilitate more scoring. People want to see 45 to 35. They want to see NBA 110 to 105. You know what I mean? Because they wanted to facilitate that. So people want to see knockouts. Chicks dig the long ball. Rock 'em, sock 'em, robots ain't skills. But see, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong, amigo. Enemigo. That's what they want to see. They want to see blood. They want to see somebody out on their feet. It's not rock 'em. It takes skill to do that. You have to have balls. It's a little bit of skills and a lot of balls. You don't have to be, elite. You just got to have balls. Casuals think the sweet science is what boxing really is. They need to go look back and research the history of boxing, gladiators. Exactly. They've been conned. You've been duped. That's why I said it's the Haney hustle. Black American fanboys in the 90s were crying that Gracia beat the shit out of Michael Nunn. You know a lot about boxing. That was a little bit. I'm not too familiar with that, but the similar storylines have been going on. The American bias, how people see flat-footed Mexicans or European bums. The Asians, they're too small. They don't follow the weight class. So there's always been these biases, and the Haneys, they're profiting off that hustle, the Haney hustle, which is stinking the joint out. You don't care how you look. Max Kellerman's I told you guys is catching a lot of shit because of that, right? Because he said Haney, he's the Hall of Famer, but he's not a great fighter. And he's catching hell for saying Haney's not a great fighter. But again, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter anymore. It's the cult of personality. Haney has zero personality, and he fights the way he looks and talks. Bill Haney, his dad, is his mouthpiece, is his engineer, and even then, he has to move his son carefully. Hit the like. You know what I mean? I literally live in the same hood as Regis Prograis. So you're from Louisiana? Well, say what's up to him. Regis, he didn't really fight like a back foot bitch, which, but then when he fought against Davina Hanke, he laid down. I think he dogged it. I don't know. I don't want to allegedly. I don't want to say it, but to me, it looked like he didn't try. He gave up and let Haney coast. Man, you don't have to throw a fight to throw a fight. You know what I mean? You can quit. It happens all the time in sports. Guys just quit. They're tired. They're injured. Who knows? But we've played with, if you've ever played sports, people who just, their heart wasn't in it and they didn't care. And they didn't care if they lost. They had no heart. That's what you call heart, right? We love the Rocky. We love the Rudies because the Arturo Gattis, because even when they were outgunned, outskilled, they had enough heart to beat the guy in front of them. That's why people love sports, because sports is a measure of heart, right? Because sometimes you don't have to be the strongest, the fastest, the most athletic, the most skilled. You can still beat the fuck out of somebody. Roy Jones ducked the Leno lightweight heavyweight champ. Yes, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, Roy Jones. They call Ryan a cheat, whatever. But they don't bash their idols. You know what I'm saying? They'll never do it. It's their legends. It's who they identify with. I got bread, Messi can't. Okay. Well, whatever, bro. I don't believe you. I think you're a full of shit liar. How about that? But again, man, Ryan Garcia, play that link. It's the history of boxing. Where I don't know if I can hit the link here. Join my Discord. Go to BDA, hit and then I can friend request you. I don't know if you're in my Discord. I'll start dropping it in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But man, you got to tell it like it is, man. Ryan Garcia making the noise. Everybody talking about him. And they're doing the Karen self-righteous thing. So with the Devin Haney thing, ingenuity is that Mami Manteca? I don't know, man. I don't know who. I've heard that name, but I don't know. Devin Haney would be wise to not do the Ryan Garcia rematch. And here's what I mean. Imagine if Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight each other again, and Ryan does the same thing, then it's officially over. It's officially over for his career, because his whole career is built off similar to the Floyd Mayweather blueprint, right? The zero on his record, fight like a bitch. Okay, you're in my Discord. I'll have to have it next show, because I don't want to be fumbling with my phone, going in my phone, putting it to here. But I got you on the next one. You're the history of boxing, so you can see that it was gladiators. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know that, then you just gotta be a idiot. You know what I mean? I don't like to call people stupid or idiots. They're ignorant. Ignorant is a better word, because ignorant means you're just kind of lazy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go look when someone tells you something to see if it's right or it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Most people, they just take what you say as gospel. That's why I like to provide pictures, visuals, links, articles, just to kind of show you where I'm coming from. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's needed, man. Library studies. I took it. Do your own research. You know what I'm saying? I always say that. So look, Davina Hanke. I think Davina Hanke should forget about the Ryan Garcia rematch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they want it. Again, here, follow me on this, right? What would be worse? Devin the Fraud Haney? Let's see. More Ali was the first run and hug style in boxing, and they idolized that guy, right? He had some wars, I guess, but he was. They'll say just as being slick and it's a slick style, but things evolve, right? So if one guy's a brawler, right? So they started off brawling. Well, it evolves. You learn technique. Everybody who starts boxing ends up a back foot bitch runner or a brawler. That's how you refine your skills, is learning to punch and follow your opponent and punch with them. Let's go, cool guy, Ryan. Cool Mexican boxing. Nobody's told me yet. Did I or did I not call it? Was I not the first one to put it out? What was gonna happen? That I literally predicted the future. Now all these Karens and clout chasers and self-righteous motherfuckers, they're just fakes and phonies, bro. I did, right? Thank you. Someone hit the like. Let him know, man. Let him know. Say, man, Frank Bay, damn, he really called it. He said this shit was gonna happen. So let me just bust down a piece that I put out. The Haneyacks are terrified of Crazy Rye. It's best if Devin Haney does not take the rematch with Ryan Garcia. It'd be wise for Bill and Devin to pretend to want the fight, but in their hearts lack the desire to be exposed once again. Devin Haney, recent win over mediocre fraud Brian Norman, has his fanatics and boxing media once again in love with Temu Floyd Mayweather. But calling out the man that nearly ended his career is a far different animal. The Haneys know Ryan Garcia may just indeed have their number. Calling out the weakest link and beating Rolly Romero will not change that. In the ultra-weak welterweight division, Devin Haney can keep the charade going for at least another 3 years as he collects meaningless belts. Fighting Ryan Garcia and losing again would end his career once and for all. What do you guys think about my synopsis, my reading? Something I wrote. Everyone they are crazy. Ryan gets them triggered. Yeah. And me saying defending Ryan, they're going to go nuts, right? But that's just kind of my nature, man. I don't listen to propaganda. I have a mind of my own. I formulate my own opinion. I have enough sense to write it out, look up the facts and research. Everyone has the library of boxing history in their palms. They just too lazy, ignorant. I think they know, they just don't want to believe in Maton. You understand what I'm saying? They want to believe it started with Fraud Mayweather. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they actually look and did the research and were able to see it, then it would kind of prove a lot of the things that they claim and say wrong. They look like fools. Salute Frank Bay, salute Pounce. Thank you. Hit the like. In reality, so let me finish the last part. Fighting Ryan Garcia and losing again would end his career once and for all. In reality, there is no reason to fight Ryan Garcia again. Ryan has no leverage and nobody takes him seriously anymore. Look at the thumbnail clip. The best scenario is to say all the right things, claim you want your get back, and meanwhile avoid the fight. Pray that Ryan loses to Barrios and the Haneys can breathe easily. If Barrios defeats Ryan, they can celebrate the same way they did when Kambosos defeated Teofimo Lopez. Do you guys remember that clip when Devin Haney celebrated and he beat Teofimo when Teofimo lost? Did Barrios say? I don't know, man. I mean, everything's pointing that they're gonna fight, but in today's climate, we don't know. Things happen. They call PED cheaters like Jones, Holyfield, Mosley, all time. Yeah, I know that. That's why I do this, so I could point it out. Never believe for 1 second that Bill Haney is a grifter. He is as slimy as he is cunning. Never doubt that Haney's will angle for the most favorable matches, i.e. calling out Rolly Romero. At this moment in time, they can diss Ryan and nobody will call them out for it. As it stands amongst the masses, Ryan is an undeserving cheat. The Haneys can deny Ryan and walk away without shame. The fanatics and media will praise them. And I'm about to show you what I'm talking about. Remember what I said. Remember what I said. Remember the things that I said, and I said it before any of all this stuff is coming out. In the ultra weak welterweight division, Devin Haney can keep the charade going for at least 3 years as he collects meaningless belts. Fighting Ryan Garcia and lose again would end his career once and for all. In reality, there's no reason to fight Ryan again, right? Haney has all the leverage. Everybody is supporting him. Nobody will be mad if he ducks out of the rematch. Similar to, Barrios will end that wannabe white boy. I don't know. We got to see, right? They got to fight. Jumping up and down like little... Yeah, they're pissed. They're super fucking pissed, bro. Don't you get it twisted that they're not. They don't want to see it, man. It's all bad. They're bad. They're super mad, right? I'm gonna show you how mad they are. And this is, what makes it worse is that this is a homeboy. And no disrespect to the homie, but it's just kind of latching on to the consensus, right? Yeah, okay, my bad. Had to get it right. Had to get it right for y'all. Ryan is the king of streaming. I don't know if this fight is happening. Barros announced anything. Yeah, we got to see, I mean, it's the holidays. A lot of things are coming up. So we don't know, but we got to just be patient. It is Ryan Garcia. So take everything with a grain of salt. But so far, that's what they're announcing, But, people are running with it. And that's what I told you, though. I told you people were going to run with it. So it doesn't matter. No, the Haneys were jumping them down like little girls. Yeah. And they're going to do the same thing if Ryan loses. Ryan can be the biggest streamer if he takes it seriously. He says he still wants to box, though. You know what I'm saying? So this is the brother. This is his, he says his title is lying again about his drug test. So I guess Ryan said some controversial things. Let's see what he had to say. Sans D-style, fair use.
Approved. Yeah. And then it came back with Austrian. Crazy.
What the fuck is this you're talking about? That's not even how it works, bro. This may work with that dumbass sitting next to me, but it wouldn't work with me.
So Neon is a really big streamer, right? This guy always goes at Mexicans. Yes, it does. Yeah, Ryan in this clip is talking about that. He says his lab results were tainted, right?
He's lying about all this.
He's mad. See how mad he is? These guys are angry.
He's lying about all this, which is, it doesn't help his cause.
Dude is super mad.
It doesn't help him out.
Going super full blown camera.
Right?
He's mad because I guess Ryan is saying that his lab results got mixed up. Somebody told him that, right? But follow what I do though. How we follow this train, right? Furioso, salute. Fierce King, shock the world once again. Yeah, I think the Haneys are pump faking, man. Haney fans mad that Ryan gets so much exposure. Super mad, but I told you guys this was gonna happen.
So let's watch this, right?
Hit the like.
What's crazy is this guy just told me when your samples got sent to a lab. Yeah.
This guy just told. Who's the guy? What guy are you talking about?
Supposedly they got
somebody gonna be mad seeing this stream, Frank. Hey, let him be mad, bro. We're all in the same space. We all talk about the same thing, right? The sport of boxing. But here's why I'm doing it, though. I'm doing it because this is what I said literally over a week ago. I said this was going to happen. People were going to be up in arms, crying, pissed off.
Sent to the wrong lab first. They checked out the stuff, said I didn't have Austrian in it. Then they had to repackage it and send it.
And I'll drop the link in a little bit. I just want to go over a couple things first.
Yeah. And then it came back with Austrian. Crazy.
What the fuck is this you're talking about? That's not even how it works.
You know what? But this is what I want to tell if I talk to this guy. D-style. Fucking casuals don't know that all snack fires on PDs. Yeah, but they only go after the easy targets, right? They don't know that it's also weaponized. But it's like, bro, Ryan is funny as fuck to me. He makes me laugh. He's genuinely entertaining because he's such a goofball. It's so funny. And it's like, if you're angry at that, if you're mad, you're kind of being a Karen. You're kind of self-righteous. I mean, mad in the sense like you're upset. Like, how dare they? This is my sport. I'm like, bro, it's entertainment. Ryan is a goofball. It's fucking funny to me. And all these guys, they all use the same shit. They're all going to use the same clips to talk about the same things. He's the cheat. He's this. He's that. And yet, but they're still going to use the post. They're still going to try to get the views and the likes. So it kind of just exposes people's hypocrisy, right?
Works, bro. This may work with that dumbass sitting next to me, but it wouldn't work with me.
And Ryan is fucking with like one of the biggest, largest streamers, Neon. If you notice, he's in the thumbnail. These other guys, they're on like $1 million worth of game, these like hood podcasts. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the reach this guy does. Ryan's on another level, and that's why they're mad. They're angry. You can hear it in his voice. They're angry.
Ryan Garcia literally just said, right, out of his mouth, he said, they send it to this lab by accident.
Bro was pissed.
And this lab totally like opened my
Yeah, Neon's on another level, right? You talking about these like hip hop broadcasts. Ryan making casuals be on his side. And he's totally playing a role, bro. He's totally just throwing it in your face like a little kid, just like, fuck you, you can't do shit.
shit.
And then you got guys like this, like really butthurt.
My shit. And they specifically said I didn't have Ostrin. They specifically tested for Ostrin?
What up, Bones? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We just going over
and then, oops,
people up in arms, pissed off.
By golly gee.
And Ryan got people pissed. I told you, but he knows what he's doing. He understands. He understands how to upset these guys. You know what I'm saying? Most black fighters won't test positive for PEDs because the boxing status protects them. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather was protected.
He didn't mean to do this test. This is the wrong lab. Even though we just tested it for Ostrin. Let's just close the vials again.
Pounds. Ostrin doesn't give any advantages. It does, but the levels that Ryan were at, it didn't. See, people are missing that, but I'm gonna back it up. Don't trip. Don't even trip, because these guys will tell you that, but they won't do the necessary legwork to figure it out. By golly gee, salute Birmingham Strangler. Okay, that's a little sus. That Mexican thinks for himself. I listen to him. That's how I know. But I just feel like he's missing the plot. He's really upset about it, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing because Ryan is like this little kid just fucking with them.
And send it back to the VADA lab.
He's just fucking with them.
And in the VADA lab tested said, you know what? There is Ostrin.
Because at the end of the clip, you'll see Ryan kind of wing.
Apparently, if you say
play some character.
Crazy. Apparently, if you say it that way, you do not need to be a very intelligent person to understand. No, if this is a parody or not. If somebody didn't know Ryan or watching,
well, that's what he's doing. He's trying to
parody, bro. I can't even do.
He's doing what he's doing, right? He's getting people to talk about him. He's getting these guys upset, and remember when I talked about it. The reason I brought it up was because that other guy, Matias, popped, and they're letting him fight. So it just comes full circle, right? It kind of shows the selective outrage that I've been talking about.
Right? It's hard to even know if this is a parody or not. If somebody didn't.
You seen it, bro. You just said it. It's a parody. He's fucking with you. He's trolling you. He's getting you pissed off. He's getting you in your feelings. And you want to run to a mic and talk about it. But all you're doing is looking like a Karen. Me, I told you, I just really predicted what was going to happen. I'm laughing because I'm like, bro, he's fucking funny. Like a comedian. And you think Ryan it's a joke. You think it's a game, right?
This is a dude mocking Ryan Garcia, right? That's my job to do that, right? To be like, hey, guys, to come on here and be like, hey.
Ryan moves like an EBT ninja. Why y'all defend? It's not necessarily defending him. It's just showing how the shit works. You know what I'm saying? Like the way boxing really is, that it is just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That all these guys, they're all like moving like this, but they just selectively select Ryan. So it's just interesting to try to defend him because if everybody's going against somebody, you still they can still be defended. You know what I mean? There's still avenues and ways to defend yourself. I'm sure if something happened to you, you'd want to be defended, right? And that's kind of what I do. That's just my nature. I don't take the mainstream media propaganda. And I'm gonna show you. I have what I use. Let's see. Yup, he making Haney mad about the drug talk, making Haney look bad. Well, like I said, but see, Ryan is setting a trap, and the Haneys are falling right into it. I remember listening to Victor Conte on TBV, and he said that fighters can test positive just by being touched by someone that has PED and substance on their hands. Same reason I remember that. Yeah, that guy was a mastermind, a genius. When Hopkins was touching him at the weigh-ins, the testing company buried a positive test from black fighters. I'm sure it happens, bro. They did that with Conor Benn. When Conor Benn tested positive the first time, they were still going to fight.
Hey, guys, Ryan said that
Ryan is 90% ninja at this point. He even tries to smash other men's. I've seen that. It's funny. Saludos. Que chingue. Saludo. But you got to understand, it's just a social media.
they were sent to the wrong lab. But he's doing it.
He's trolling.
Look at this.
Ryan can't have
Just
one
look at
foot
this
in
pulse
streaming,
swab.
other
Stuff
foot
that I
boxing.
didn't have Austrian in it. Then
What have we done?
they had to repackage it and send it to the BADA labs that they approved.
Yeah.
And then it came back with Austrian. Crazy.
But Ryan did provide a hair sample that passed. So yeah, Ryan just trying to get viral marketing. Maybe I should just bring that up now. So I'm gonna lower this. I'm gonna bring that up. You guys forget he did show this. He forgot he did this before. It messed with Haney and Bill. I hope this is not a little, boring for you. What I'm about to show. Shit, man. But it helps. It helps proves what I'm saying. He needs to focus on boxing, bro. He is. I mean, look, it really don't matter at this point, right? It really don't matter. And this, because he's gonna get paid. He's gonna fight regardless. You know what I'm saying? Really, what it's about is just getting people to talk about you, getting the train going, getting the hype going. Haney and Bill messed with Brian at work, but Ryan planning a super move on Dev again. Dude is entertaining. Yeah, it's funny. It's comedy. You got to understand what's really going on here. You know what I mean? But what I'm showing, but my main point is to show the hypocrisy, show kind of how people are fake and phonies when they talk about us. They're not being genuine with you. You got to be able to see who is genuine, who's speaking what really is the shit. So as you can see, this is a transcript of Ryan Garcia, of how he pleaded his likely scenario, how he pleaded what he was saying. I don't know if you guys could see that. So a closing. So over the course of his hearing, there's no credible evidence that Ryan intentionally used Austrian. See, people are missing the plot. I told you guys I'm going to show you. Read this and listen again. There is no credible evidence that Ryan Garcia intentionally used Austrian. Let me know if you guys like this or not. But I like to provide you things that you can, hold, eat. So the amount of Austrian detected was extremely small. Similar to Subria Matias, right? Just posted the Victor Conte interview on TBT in your Discords, and I will play that also. Experts explain that the nanogram level concentration found in Ryan's samples is precisely the type of value associated with accidental exposure and absolutely inconsistent with performance enhancing use. It was a nanogram. So if people are saying, oh, 60 times a limit, they're kind of being disingenuous. You remember Ryan Garcia on Cigar Talk? Devin got so mad. Oh, he was on one of those like hood hip hop ones. He said he sold out. Ryan a clean mad. Barrio is a professional cab driver. It's all about the pay, man. Remember, this is that there's no credible that Ryan intentionally used Osterine. This is why they're mad. A deliberate use. So peep this: a deliberate user does not take a dose so small that it cannot possibly improve performance. This is not the profile of a doper. So the levels that he had, even if they're saying it was 60 times the limit, it was still a nanogram. At a fucking nanogram. I guess the equivalent would be like a pebble in the sand in a Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's what they found. Independent laboratories confirmed the presence of Osterine in multiple supplements Ryan used. So remember, that's what Ryan was telling Neon, right? That he sent it to a third-party lab. If Ryan were a shit-skinned man, no one here would be a fan. Let's be honest. Only because he's like 2% Mexican, dude is a fraud. I get that. But it also works the other way. They'll protect those guys if they're using, right? The way they protected Fraud Mayrunner, the way that Snackford and Fraud Mayrunner accused Manny Pacquiao of being on the juice. Don Rafael looked so bad, seemed like a fanboy defending Haney. Yeah, and he's not really providing his sources. Ryan is smart to us. If it were the other way around, the L would have stayed. Exactly. We know. Bro, everybody deserves a defense. You never know when you may need to be defended, right? You're going to want somebody on your side that can handle it, you know? So the testing showed traces. So these supplements did not disclose Osterine on their labels. They were purchased legally, used openly. The testing showed trace contamination. So and exactly the type that has led authorities in other cases to credit athletes with unintentional ingestion. And yes, that has happened. Guys, it's happened plenty of times where people have tested positive and it was considered contamination. Thirdly, the hair follicle test was clean. This commission heard unequivocal testimony. If Ryan had been using Osterine intentionally, especially over the course of a training camp, the hair test would have detected it. It did not. So he provided a clean hair test. Ryan's conduct has been transparent and cooperative from the beginning. He voluntarily submitted. So here's another part people are not telling you. Barrios got dropped by uppercut, which didn't even land. That's why I only support Mexicans from Mexico or Mexican Americans that rep the flag like Mano Ramos. Yeah, man, I understand that. But at the same time, it depends on who the star is. Like Fendora, he's not really a star yet. So, we know there's American bias, and we're just kind of really talking about that. Tank's uppercut literally missed Barrios' head and body. Send the link, send the clip. So Ryan, and this is just in defense of Ryan, right? So he voluntarily submitted to the testing. So why would a dirty fighter submit to testing? That's just something you got to ask yourself. Now, I'm not saying that just because you were tested that that means you're innocent, but it begs the question, right? Why would he knowingly do something that stupid? It just doesn't make sense if you think about it, right? These are the things that people have to ask, and a lot of people miss these things. He has no history of PED use. He doesn't. That's just a fact. He immediately offered investigation full access to supplements, training logs, and medical information. So he didn't try to hide. He didn't try to run. He didn't pull out of the fight. He gave them everything they needed. These are not the actions of a guilty athlete trying to hide misconduct. Are those the actions of a guilty person? That they offer up everything? Strict liability does not mean strict punishment. The rules acknowledge that athletes can be victims of factors outside their control, especially contamination. So you mandate fairness, impose disciplinary sanctions when contamination is proven, when intent is absent. So this is key. When contamination is proven, when intent is absent. So he did not intentionally use PEDs. And when the science aligns with innocence rather than guilt, the rules give you the authority to apply leniency and justice. And here all evidence points to Ryan one direction. Ryan Garcia did not cheat. I mean, it's pretty simple to follow, right? He proved contamination because of the levels. He did not intentionally cheat. He submitted a hair follicle. He submitted the supplements that he was using. Now, again, there's always counter arguments, but we're just kind of, going over defending Ryan Garcia. Mexicans don't support other Mexicans. I don't know, man. I mean, that's a topic for another day, but at the end of the day, you support who you like. It really does, right? You may not like somebody. You don't even like your own family. You don't like your brother. But at the end of the day, you may still support them if they are you mute? I can't hear anything. Am I mute, guys? There was that scooter that was on live saying that he was in Ryan's hotel. Yeah, I remember that too. There's a lot of shady shit. There was a lot. I guess that guy was like Zap Judah's that was Zap Judah's brother-in-law, some shit like that. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? No? Damn, I've been talking. Somebody said no, somebody said yeah. Okay, damn, man. You guys got me fucked up. Okay. So, shit, man, I got thrown off. But it echoes. Oh, yeah, that was because I had my phone on. Now, can you hear me? Is it clear? So I just went through. Yes, okay. Is it still echoing or is there no echo? Thank you. Sorry about that. I hate messing shit up. Look, man. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, that was my phone. Sorry about that. But so the evidence will show the following. Ryan Garcia did not intentionally ingest ostarine. The levels detected in samples fully consist with unintentional contamination. So I'll finish this up. But the amount of ostarine detected was microscopic. Multiple products in Garcia's supplement regimen tested positive for trace contamination. Garcia hair follicle was completely clean. This is a big one. None of Garcia's history or incentives point towards intentional doping. Ryan has been subjected to year-round random testing for years. He has never failed a test. That's a big one. He voluntarily submitted additional testing before and after the event. There's simply no motive, no gain, and no pattern that would support the theory of deliberate ostarine use. Anti-doping regulations are strict liability, but they also recognize context and degree. We are not disputing the result. We are explaining it. The rules allow for reduced penalties and even more exoneration when contamination is proven and intent is absent. The evidence, okay? So there was no intention. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Pull up on them on the live. I don't need to do that, man. I'm sure you're gonna hear all the whining and crying about Ryan, right? That's what people. That's what's popular, bro. That's what's popular. You know what I'm saying? Is to not fuck with Ryan, right? Frank Bay, salute, bomb squad. And that's cool. It's cool. I understand. People have their feelings, but they're not doing the thinking. You know what I'm saying? They're not using their brain power. Brain power is thinking critically. You got to think critically, man. You understand what I'm saying? You can hear it now? Okay. Critical thinking is a skill. You must practice it, right? When I just read that excerpt, that's critical thinking. I use my own 2 cents and I try to find things that didn't fit with the narrative. So let's go through the hate. The real one says, this is Dan and Fat Dan and Ryan were going back and forth, right? Dan Raphael is replying 60 times. The level isn't a trace amount. That's something I've learned. Okay. But again, where did Dan get that? Couldn't care. So that's Ryan. They were going back and forth. But again, that's making noise. He's fucking with these guys. They're being Karens. See what I'm saying? The Karens come out in full sight when they're pissed off. This guy says, "We didn't forget this, Ryan Garcia. This is you clean." See, here's cheaters don't deserve happy endings. I pray endings. I pray Garcia lose next year. So he's praying on Ryan's downfall. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like. Help me out. Honcho, the delusional fan, says, this Ryan Garcia phenomenon is incredible. The amount of people who support him, I guess I'm guilty, right? I'm supporting him. No. I'm just supporting him against you fucking fanboys and no, you hypocrites and you dick riders. You're not being genuine. There's no way you like what Davina Hanky did. Fat Dan and Glazer. Well, look, man, just because he publishes something don't make it true. I'm convinced guys do voodoo on Mex boxers. You never know. I've heard crazier shit. My uncle seen a lot of Mexicans look at Ring IQ is why he got mad when Ryan beat Haney and said Haney was also on Snack. Yeah, man, you like who you like and you don't. And you like who you don't like, right? Or you don't like who you don't like. I'm the same way. The amount of people who support him, though, even though he's a cheater and horrible person, simply because they don't like Devin Haney, had put pressure on the fans to walk like that. No. See, they're these people are conflating, right? They're saying that if you don't like Devin Haney, it's because you're a Ryan Garcia Glazer, or if you defend Devin Haney, it's because you hate Ryan. If you defend Ryan Garcia, it's because you hate Davina Hanky. I don't think that's true. I think people just can think for themselves. They hate Ryan as a Chad. Oh yeah, that's true, Tote. That's true. So Ryan is in there lighting it up on the pads. What do you guys think? The guy is just funny, man. KG says Ryan's name is in mud right now and he's trying to use Devin to climb out that hole. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I did what I did last week. You see how they flip it? Ryan Garcia's name is in mud right now. He's trying to use Devin Haney to climb. No, the Haneys are using his name. They're the ones that mentioned them that they want to fight him. They want the rematch. That now and in their hearts, the Haney act, they don't want the fight. Dev, leave that ladder up top and let him climb his way out. We're not helping him up. They don't want to see them rematch. Ryan always around black men. He's Mexican according to you dudes. Yeah, man. You know what? I don't know. He has a lot of people on his team. But again, he's hated for a reason, man. Chavez used to wear the red headband to head off the voodoo spells. If you look into, oh, really? That's interesting, man. That's really interesting. But they love ugly ass Mesoamericans. Okay. And this guy Grinch says any self-respecting promotion would never hire or pay Ryan Garcia again. Dude didn't make weight, used steroids, used racial slurs, and had a good old time with the dumbest part of the internet. Ate it up. He's a piece of shit. They liked Adrian Broner. They liked fraud made runner beating women and going to jail. But Ryan, with contamination, do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see the difference? When Shakira beat up women, Stankonia beat up women, they didn't care. Black Americans show more support for their favorite on social media that they do when it comes to pay to watch them fight. Yeah, that's probably everybody, but how can y'all call another man Chad, y'all fruity? You can call someone a Chad. It doesn't take rocket scientists. So I guess Ryan's getting a lot of headlines because he banged some dude's wife. Ryan Garcia exposed Steve Will Dolt for being fake on Neon Stream after claiming that Steve and Bob Maneri allegedly kicked Steve's ex-girlfriend out of their house because she was flirting with Ryan. Okay, so Ryan's on that streamer shit. I use steroids to go ahead and report outside of VADA. Yeah, I think we all use steroids. You know, they said they put steroids in our food now, right? You guys know about that, right? They clone animals. They feed juice them with steroids. Dude, we could all be fucking on juice. You know what I'm saying? That's why Americans are so big. You know what I'm saying? CC, we're borderline when Ryan took the knee. I don't know. You know, it is what it is, man. That will always live on. Ryan, he got beat. We know he was emaciated. So Ryan's catching shit for this. I guess he banged this dude's wife. That's what they're saying. This guy, the audio's bad. My audio's bad now. Damn, man. Oh, because I got. Oh yeah, because I had to mute the screen. Let me know this shit. Someone said I didn't have audio. Now that the Let me know if it's still good. There's no audio now? Fuck. How about now? Is there audio now? My bad. I'm trying to fix it. So this guy, see, he's doing his show about Ryan, Coach Malachi. You know, it sounds good to you, Sam. You guys keep fucking with me, man. So Coach Malachi, why does he always laugh like that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he drank Debo on his beach cruiser, ride down 104. He ain't trying to unify the.
Ryan Garcia confirms he wants Devin Haney next if he beats Mario Barrios. There is stories in our foods. My 5 cousin went to Mexico for 3 months and came back like 5, 6.5. Is that the guy that wrestled? Yeah. He's like a super Bud Glazer. He's the cornball, bro. But again, he's doing the headline. Ryan. Let me know if the music conflicts with the. Nah, bruh, I didn't lose any sleep. Huh? With what? I dropped the link, but he wants to join. Hit the like. Must be Ryan Apache's side. Why is it womanizer? They were womanizers? That's weird. Another one. Dash Team. Drug cheat. Ryan is still talking watch. He's going to be out of boxing very soon, just like he was exposed with Rolly. A few more top fights. Ryan will be exposed as a drug cheat. He will always bring Devin name up because Ryan's career is trash. But see, Ryan Garcia isn't bringing up Davina Hankey. It's Davina Hankey and his dad calling him out. Davina Hankey's dad, Bill Haney, he wants to do a doubleheader with Ryan again, like they did earlier in the year. Ryman, a womanizer because he's 90% black, no self-control. Dang, you guys are funny. Respect Media says Ryan Garcia is a lying Christian. The Bible says that the truth sets one free. Yet he continues to lie about his PED use. Mario Barrios must insist on VADA testing for their fight. Devin Haney must demand VADA testing early if they want the rematch. Dude can't be trusted ever again. Well, why fight the fight? Ryan responded. He said, "You're a biased individual. It's so clear. Keep sucking that Haney dick." Damn, Ryan is showing no violence today. Just making things go right, cleaning up the sport. What did I tell you that they say? Look at this cuck. Just making things right and cleaning up the sport we're supposed to love and respect. See, there they go talking about, oh, my sport. Bunch of fucking Karens. But they'll use anything. So Coach Malachi, I'm not going to even call him a coach. This guy, Malachi, says Ryan. So Ryan confirms they're all using Ryan Garcia. Here's that too fluffy. Lord Chilaquiles. That cuck.
Garcia in there to fight. We get all the guys in there to fight, and that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? We know that they cheated us, and then they went on every platform and saying that the Devin's career is over with. He doesn't need to fight no more. He needs to retire.
So here's Bill the Goat, the Billy Goat Haney, talking about Ryan Garcia. So they're going on the platforms talking about Ryan Garcia. I don't really see Ryan going anywhere and talking about Devin Haney like that. These guys want the fight.
You guys, we got the relationship with His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, and he said that everything was going to. We're going to make sure that we get Ryan Garcia in there to fight. We get all the guys in there to fight, and that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? We know that they cheated us.
So salute Matador. Thank you. Hey, Chicano, no doxing, bro. We don't do that here. If you guys can do that in a Discord or something. I don't know why you guys are doing that, but no doxing. That's actually against the YouTube. So don't do that to anybody. At least here. If you want to be messy, y'all can do it somewhere else. But I told you guys about all the messiness. We could talk shit, but you got to have some guidelines. You feel me?
Us, and then they went on every platform and saying that Devin's career is over with. He doesn't need to fight no more. He needs to retire. They said they weren't going to rematch him. They were really trying to kill the brand. Sean Zattel, were they not trying to kill it?
Of course, they were trying.
So there's Bill Haney going on his campaign. They're starting the campaign. Burna Boy's show is empty now. He's selling arenas. Ryan Garcia versus Dan Rafael. So Ryan is just all in the news, right? So here it is, and somebody else. What did they say? I'm happy the pendulum has swung on Ryan Garcia, but it's almost 2 years late. The guy is a piece of shit, is a racist piece of shit, drug cheat, and everything that is wrong with boxing. The only fans he has are edgy 15-year-old and MAGA freaks. We need to freeze the loser out of the sport. Well, they all do. Bro, they all want to fight him. And I guess Davina Hankey's lawsuit was thrown out of court. The judge told him, sir, you're in a combat sport. That's crazy work. I dropped the link if anybody wants to hop on. Haney was an ESPN, like a serial victim, assault victim. Yeah, that's the weakest shit. And look, his fans are bitch made too. The Haneyacks. Bro, stop, man. I'm not. Nobody's getting a wrench. Don't nobody have a wrench. I'm the wrench, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I control shit. Ryan, the womanizer, bent the knee to tank the woman main beater. It's all entertainment, man. All entertainment, man. This dude is a fraud. Yeah. Lying Ryan. He's everywhere. Sergio Mora is not a fan of a super fight between Bam. Didn't I tell you guys this? Let's see what he had to say.
He's going to put him, Sergio, one weight class away from the monster, Inoue. Do you make Bam Rodriguez against Inoue?
Do you guys make Bam Rodriguez versus Inoue? But this is something I had said before.
In the fall of 2026.
Bam is a small fighter. In a way, even though he started in the smaller weight classes, he moved up to 122.
He's the 108-pound
He's
champion.
the biggest puncher, one of the biggest punchers in boxing.
They're trying to get Bam beat up already.
You could hear the pop. He turns his punches different. He has the footwork. It's not only explosive power, it's heavy-handed power. So whenever you talk about power, you talk about speed power.
Okay, but you said where he's from in the chat. Don't do that. Don't say where anybody's from, anybody's name or nothing like that. That's what doxing is. You know what I'm saying? And it's against, it's against YouTube. Do it you can do it another place.
Power, heavy-handed power, explosive power, technique power, angles, and it comes out of foot speed, and it comes well because he has the footwork where Bam can't get the angles because the footwork is too quick. The only way guys like Usyk and Bam.
So he doesn't want Bam versus Inoue. They're talking about fall. I agree. What do you guys think? So Neon, do you guys know who this Neon guy is?
One, they were misunderstanding me on everything I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, when I beat Devin Haney, they cheated me because I didn't do steroids at all.
Yeah.
And then I just started hating everybody and everything, and then I just started self-destructing. Started drinking every day, just started fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was severely depressed. And then I had to lose 35 pounds to fight Rollies, and they were like, get ready, and
So Ryan's kind of saying he was sabotaged.
But I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, they're gonna pay me money. I'm just gonna do it. See, that's the thing. If you do things for money, bad things happen. So my instinct said not to do it, but I did anyways.
Yeah, Neon is a Muslim. Yeah, he's super big though. He's on another level, with the in real life streamers. But so see, here's the Matias news. They're gonna continue with the fight.
And with WADA, it's just zero because they will say, well, you just cannot have Ostarine in your body.
So see, that's what's kind of crazy. I guess one guy can have Ostarine and another can't. The levels, the levels, even in Ryan's case, was minimal. Saludos, Frank Salumos, Omar E. Shakur commented, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, they can have him, I guess. Just because what? So I guess Steve Wildot claims his ex-girlfriend Selena Smith cheated on him with Ryan Garcia. Salute. Hit the link. Hit the link if you want. Hit the like. So Ryan, I guess, cheated on him with Ryan Garcia. So Ryan making the news. Anthony Joshua weeks away. Ryan Garcia in tears. He's a cheater. Devin. So see, this is right after in Riot of Devin Haney talking about Ryan again.
Next for a title. If he wins, I imagine it's one of the biggest fights in boxing, the rematch.
That fight is huge. I'm gonna be, rooting for him. I want him to win so that we can, get it on. I can get that.
Ryan Garcia, your good friend, posed before the fight that he bet $50,000 on you. Obviously, he was right, and Ryan Garcia said
Damn, Ryan bet $50K on Devin. That's crazy.
This fights in boxing, the rematch.
That fight is huge.
Ryan Garcia, your good friend, posed before the fight that he bet $50,000 on you. Obviously, he was right, and Ryan Garcia said he's fighting Mario Barrios next for a title. If he wins, I imagine it's one of the biggest fights in boxing, the rematch.
That fight is huge. I'm gonna be, rooting for him. I want him to win so that we can, get it on. I can get that redemption. And I think it's a big fight for boxing. It's a lot of, unanswered, questions there.
What do you guys think like me? Do you think he wants to fight? Oh, Ishii. Do you guys know who Ishii Smith is? Ishii Smith. More hate. More hate. I'm backing Dan Rafael. Ryan Garcia is a piece of shit, a cheater, a racist, a quitter, and a fucking liar. All you fanboys keep believing his weird ass. Well, see, but that's the thing, Ishay. It's not about belief. It's about what the proof is. And the proof was contamination. And the proof is Bill and Devin Haney want to fight him. Bam and Ryan are as ninja as it gets. Bam don't get face tattoos, man. Oscar said that rematch is a no. Huh. Well, I think then Ryan is saying that this is his last fight with Golden Boy if he fights Barrios. So, it's only going to get bigger. There's a lot of storylines. But, when I first said it, I jumped it. I said, people are going to be crying. They're going to be pissed. And you got guys like this. Ishii Smith, a former boxer. I don't know if he was a world champion, but I'm backing Dan Rafael. Ryan Garcia is a piece of shit, a cheater, a racist, a quitter, and a fucking liar. All you fanboys keep believing his weird ass. Lord Chilaquiles. It just kind of eats shit, Smith. Who's Smith? Oh, Ishii Smith. Yeah, man, they going for the brother. Black Americans don't like it when you fight back. Oscar said Ryan is locked in for a couple more fights. Who knows, man? There's so many storylines. And this is the super cuck, Jorge Perez. He says he's replying to Ryan, Dan Rafael, and Devin Haney. He's like jumping in the conversation with fucking Ryan, and he thinks he's somebody. So he's replying. So Dan and they're going back and forth. Boxing in 2012 is more of a soap opera than WWE. Facts. I heard Oscar say Ryan is signed. Exactly. See the shit, man. This is what I break it down for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like. You know what I'm saying? Your boy got a Cash App. Let's grow, man. Let's get bigger and bigger and bigger. It looks like we're climbing again. Hit the like, subscribe, share. Because I break it down, man. I give it to you real, raw. Let's go. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Lord Chilaquile, Hasasa my burrito. So this is they're going back and forth. And Jorge Perez says, credibility. You admitted you lied. Who says that? Isn't that like something a female says, a hurt female? Yeah, man, we're growing. And you know what I'm saying? I came back and it was low. I was popping, but we got to get back in here, man. Get it back. Credibility. Super cuck. Follow him, like him. Super cuck. He's like a big Haney-ac. He's going to bat for Haney. Credibility. You admitted you lied and acted crazy to sell the fight. Who says that? What man with testosterone says it acted crazy to sell the fight? That Lord Chilaquiles guy just as obnoxious and weird as. Yeah, that's why I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it from that fat fuck. And it's not stealing, I'm taking it back. Lord Chilaquiles. Hasasa my burrito. Some cuck. Who is that? Some cuck. Jorge Perez on Twitter. He's in the boxing spaces. It's funny, isn't it? What a cuck. Super duper cuck. You admitted you lied and crazy. You're crazy, Ryan. You're crazy. Meaning you used kids being trafficked, lied about being and played with to sell some pay-per-views. You piece of shit liar, drug cheat. Damn, he's super mad. Look at my homie, man. Look at the homeboy. He's angry. He said, "You're a piece of shit liar." Isn't that something a girl says when she's crying? When she catches you. You're a piece of shit liar. You drug T. That's something somebody says like when they're trying to take your kids away. What a douche. Focus on your Barrios matchup before you lose to another mediocre fighter. Ooh, he was talking tough there. He ended it there. Haney was skinny dipping that Diddy pool. Yeah, they got the pics. It ain't no cap. Dude's leaving paragraph. No, but look how he ended it though. Like a super villain, like you stole his girl, right? He's like, focus on your brand before you match up and lose to another media fighter in Barrios. Like, you got him, bro. So they're going back and forth. It is what it is, man. Maton. Let's see. According to Ring Magazine, that Ryan is the top most. Really? Is that for real? Is that for real? The 505. Why are you mad at? He's replying to Ryan. Why are you mad at Dan for stating the obvious? You came in heavy, popped dirty, and now mad when people remind you exactly who you are. This is another sensitive guy. Exactly who you are, a dirty little cheater parading around as a winner. Damn, that was kind of deep. He said, "You're a dirty little cheater parading around as a winner." That's something you say to a chick, right? When you catch her banging other dudes. You're a dirty little cheater. You dirty little whore. Boxing wave. Super cuck. Devin Haney haters. Austrian isn't even bad. I take it every day when I work out. Last week, Subaru Matias should be banned from boxing for popping on dirty. Canelo seems to be in shape for whenever he gets the deal done on his next fight. Oh, yes, he looks thin. He looks thin. Jake Paul sparring heavyweights. So, yeah, man, Ryan Garcia got him up, got him hating life, got him mad, got him crying. What else is going on in the news? Is there anything else in the boxing news? I'm not sure if there is. But man, I called it. I dropped the link if you guys want to chat. Tell me I'm full of shit, But yeah, man. It looks like what I said was right. What I said happened. There's no fights this week. I think there's some pro box fights. Ring Magazine stats showed that Ryan is a better defensive boxer than Haney and Shakur. That's crazy if it happened. The news, Canelo chases Crawford rematch with no other option. Ryan only win the rounds when he knocked Haney down. He is. So that's the news. Canelo, Malik Scott, Conor Ben. Conor Ben could trouble Haney in the inside. They were talking about that fight. Fans roast Richard. This is Boxing News 24. Go check them out. Some good articles. Fans roast Richard Hitchenson's for best fighter claim. Yeah, who the fuck is that guy? Give me 1 second. My bad. Sorry about that. Had to do something real quick. But yeah, man. Okay. Do you think Benavidez Vergara be mentioned for Cinco de Mayo weekend takes over Canelo? As that's the way it looks. They're talking about Virgil and Duran Ennis as on there. Hearn warns Joshua lose Jake to Jake and we all retire. Obviously, bro. Torres Jr. gets offered Eliminator versus Torres. Fury flaunts old Klitschko win. Lame. Fraser Clark, blah, blah, blah. Ben Whitaker fights tomorrow night. Pro Box. Shakur Stevenson risks ruin chasing Teofimo at 140. So there it is, man. Boxing news. Ryan Garcia making noise, making waves. But I called it, man. I just wanted to get on, tell you guys what happened. That I call it, man. What else is coming up, man? Pitbull, Isaac Cruz, Lamont Roach next week, a good card. So there'll be some more stuff, but right now, Ryan, it'll die away, it'll go away. But don't forget, man, the Haneys are in a tough position. I don't think they should fight Ryan. I don't think they really want Ryan. He can get away with not fighting him. They might just be pump faking. Shakur killed all of Conceicio's future. Oh yeah, that was a shitty fight. That's a shitty fight, man. Conceição is always in a lot of shitty fights anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, Devin Haney can kind of play his cards and collect the belts. There's a weak division. Ryan could possibly face Manny Pacquiao. I think that's what they're angling for, because they're trying to set up Ryan Garcia and Barrios with the PBC, and PBC would have Rolly Romero versus Manny Pacquiao, and then those winners fight. And who's Devin Haney gonna fight? Lewis Crocker, the other champion. There's really no options except Ryan Garcia for the big money fight, but he has a contract with Turki Al-Sheikh. Turki Al-Sheikh said today that those rumors were false, that he's not adding money, and he plans an even bigger 2026. Do the film study to Pitbull Roach essay? Okay, maybe. I don't know, man. It's hard to do things like that. I just get on here and talk shit for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to thank you guys. I'm going to salute everybody. Johnny Blaze, Matador, Maton, Cool Guy, Bones, Pounds, Eric Gomez, Omar E, Chinge, Errol Stevens, all the real ones in the building, man. Yeah, man, just talking this boxing shit, Chicano. But yeah, man, I just tell you, I just try to give you my perspective, tell you what I think. These guys, they like the sweet science, all that ass style, bitch shit. We want to see real fighters, real boxing. We want to see blood and guts. That's what we want to see, Pitbull should give it to us next week. Mano Ramos on the card. Probably Oshaki Foster, Stanky Foster, and Fool Boy will stink it out. And then Janabek and Larda, I don't know. That could be a snoozer. But, and then we got the Inui at the end of the month. So there are some fights, and then there's not. It's more football season. The football playoffs are going to start happening. Super Bowl just around the corner. And then in January, maybe Manny Pacquiao, Ryan Garcia are fighting, Teofimo. So that's not even announced yet either. So, yeah, man, it'll get interesting with the Shakir Twitterson and Teofimo. But the Ryan's just, he's in the news cycle. So, just watch him cry, man. Just watch him cry and melt down. And he's a liar, a cheater, and a fraud. To me, it's funny, man. Ryan Garcia is funny. It's entertainment. I laugh when he says these things. And these guys, man, they get butt hurt. But with that, man, Frank Bay Boxing, catch you on the next one. See what else happens in the next couple days. And I'll give it to you, bring it to you. Until then, thank you. Hit the like. Don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, share. And we'll do it again. Peace.